Ciao a tutti, sono Sauro Bizzaglia dell'Istituto di Fisica Nucleare di Perugia. Questa è la Compact Team.
Hello, my name is Andromachi Tsiru. I work for CMS to set up the production of the cables of the CMS tracker. We built the structure that brings power in the CMS tracker. The restrictions and the demands on this power system are very important and need a working team to fulfill them, make prototypes, and understand how we have to proceed industrially. I was very happy and very lucky to hit the correct people that came from all over the world. And without them, all this would have been absolutely impossible. The first solid part of our cable is speaking Russian, speaking English, and is working with CERN. The very end of the spectrum, where you go to very fine detail, is an original speaker of the Chinese language, and we communicate with her mostly in French. She works for an American university, and the original multi-talented person that put all this together is a very Renaissance-like Italian who is now working at CERN. So that is all the team. The cables that feed this power from the power supplies that are situated somewhere away of the detector to the very inner part of the detector is fundamental. And the way of making them is between art and industry. This is the blood that goes inside the detector. If you cut the veins, you cut the detector. With industry, we have to work hand in hand because these are not standard things that you can order anywhere under any conditions, just pay the money and buy them. Everything that comes from them, we will have to control. Once inserted in the tracker, it is supposed to feed the device for 15 years, and you cannot remove it, you cannot throw it away and put something else. So it is a very important part of the detector itself, and it is these small cables that they are going to show you more about.
This is low voltage wires, and at the same time this cable have high voltage wires. And everything I should install in PCB. This cable have 72 wires. When both sides install it, I make a test with testing machine. Is there. We have program make test. If it's everything good without fault, we make molding and again repeat test to be sure that everything good. And after we make passport, that's cable ready.
La machine, c'est pour couper la cable plus fin. Différents types, pigtail et octopus, stud. Par exemple. Après cette machine, couper tout le type de cable, utilise machine mécanique pour le stripping et crimping. For the pins, for the connecter, two côtés. Fini this machine, on contrôle la pins plus précieuse, plus petite. On peut bien le voir, c'est correct. Finish this one, on peut installer connecteurs, différents pins, différents connecteurs.
This is the octopus. This is the animal that is extended itself, its tentacles, inside the CMS tracker. You will have more than 700 of those, and each one of these tentacles finishes in one detector, connecting with the small cables that Fan had you see before. Here, you would have a silicon detector. You would give it power. So the huge cable, the big cable of DIMA, ended up in this octopus, in many of these, and each tentacle enters through the cables that Fan showed you inside the detector. The length of all of these parts is calculated by the geometry of the tracker.
CMS è il Compact Moon solenoide. Occorre avere un team, una squadra compatta. Quindi Compact Team è stata la nostra squadra. Una squadra formata da più persone, più culture, più lingue e diciamo le difficoltà di linguaggio le abbiamo superate a volte anche prendendo un caffè insieme e soprattutto abbiamo creato un ambiente dove tu hai il piacere di venire la mattina a lavorare. Questo è fondamentale, un laboratorio che quando ti alzi quasi ti attrae, secondo me è una cosa che è importante.